Hey YouTube, welcome back to Exotic Car DIY, YouTube's most unwatched channel. Today, we're going to be working on the Ferrari, which means we need a hammer. Wait, stop. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm almost 8 months into this channel of Exotic Car DIY, and I still haven't even done a basic thing like an oil change yet. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to show you actually how easy it is to do an oil change yourself on this. And obviously I'm going to be using a lift, so you're going to get to see how I also put it on the lift. And then also show you how to do it on the ground as well. It's not too bad to do this just on jack. So let's go ahead and get started. And over to the pool table, we have all the tools that we're going to need to do this job. It's actually very basic tools. To get the tray off, just a Phillips head and an 8mm is all you need. We're going to use a torque wrench to tighten up the drain plugs. Hammer and a very sharp punch. An oil filter tool. This one's just a Craftsman one. I really like this one. Ferrari also sells one, but this one can work for anything. Obviously some just basic ratchets and extensions. To get the sump drain plug off, you're going to need a 12mm hex type Allen, and then to get the tank plug off, this is a 22mm. Now if you don't have a 22mm, a 7/8 works perfect. From your parts store, you're going to need a Ferrari filter, and usually the kit comes with some copper crush washers. For some reason they also add in a bunch of new plugs, so I mean I have a whole bunch of these. Not sure why they add the plugs, they're not really a wear item. And then lastly, 10 quarts of your favorite oil. I think this is the preferred Ferrari oil right now. They even endorse it. I've been using this for the last 7 years, but I'm recently going to be changing to a more higher zinc oil. But I'm not going to tell you which one, because the only thing people argue about more than politics on the internet is oil. So where I like to start first is with the oil filter, just so I like to get it draining. Ferrari actually mounted these, facing down. So if you just unscrew them and try to remove them, you're going to pour oil all over the bottom of your motor and your transaxle, and you're just never going to see the end of cleaning that. So the one trick that I use to do it, you take your Ferrari licensed hammer. They actually sell these at any Home Depot store. And then we're going to use a punch. Don't use a drill. You don't want to get any metal shavings. A punch does it nice and cleanly. So we're just going to easily tap a hole in the top of the oil filter. And what that's going to do is over a few minutes, it's just going to literally let all that oil drain back into the motor. Okay, so now it's time to get the Ferrari in the air. I have a bin pack low profile lift. That means that these are 3 or 3.5 inches compared to the normal lifts, which are 4. But even with it being like that, they still don't clear underneath the car, and you still can't get these all the way underneath without hitting the car. So to get the pucks underneath there, we're gonna have to jack up the car just a little bit first. I simply use my low profile jack and slide it underneath here. Looking under the back of the 355, you'll see that obviously you got the clutch cover here. There's a support that goes all the way across. You never want to jack up on either one of these. The best place I found to do just a minor jack is right in the corner here. So that's where we're going to put the jack. So now that we got a jack underneath the back of the engine cradle, we can go ahead and slide our supports in there. Okay, so just a real quick aerial view of what you're doing, since it's hard to film it when it's on the ground. For the back locations for the lift, you're going to want to put it on this part of the metal frame. Do not put it here. This is just sheet metal. This is frame. For the front, whether you're using a jack or a lift, you can see there's little parts right here, and you can jack it up right there. What you're going to want to do if you're going to be doing this on the ground and not on the lift, you can jack it up right here with your jack, and then put your jack stands underneath this to support the car. So now we're going to take just the 1x1 piece of wood and slide it underneath there, just like you saw in that video. Now as far as a lift is concerned, you really never want to put it underneath the jacking point, which is right here. It's almost a foot, 18 inches further forward, and with all that weight back there, it's just not safe. All right, so let's get the oil out. We are underneath the 355, and as you can see here, here's our oil pan sump. It's still searing hot. On the bottom of the sump, there are two bolts. One you don't want to touch. It's this one right here. It is a brass bolt that holds in the spring for the oil pressure regulator. What we want to do is this little hex nut on the side of the pan. So what we're going to do is we are going to remove this whole piece, and which is pretty easy. You're just going to need a Phillips head and then an 8mm, and it's pretty easy to zip it off. You even don't have to take these all the way off. You can just loosen them on the first couple bolts. Then you just kind of wiggle these down a little bit, slide it out, and it's down. All right, so right here you can actually see the oil drain plug. It is a 12mm in hex Allen, and you take that off. It's boiling hot lava, oil comes out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pop it off and let it drain for a couple hours, just so I like to get every last drop out. All right, so obviously the oil is hot and I don't want to burn myself.
Some optimist always thinks he can get his hand away in time.
Oh, God. Oh, geez. So I'm going to use an extension and get back here, and it actually should hold it pretty well. Boom. All right, so now that the flow has subsided, we're going to scoop this over a little bit. We're going to try to drain the sump at the same time too. So there's two places there's oil. Obviously the main sump and then the tank over here. This is the bottom of your oil tank. Yours will most likely have a plug like this in there. My oil temperature sensor plug is in there instead. It simply unplugs, and that is the second place that we're going to have to drain the oil from. If you have the plug in there, it's a 7/8, and if you have the sensor in there like I do, it's just a 3/4. Well, there you go. Those are the two official draining places, both the sump and the tank. We're going to let those drain for like an hour to get every little last drop out. But there is a third draining location, and it's a bit controversial. It's actually the AN fitting right here at the bottom of the oil cooler. The issue is AN fittings are not they're not a fitting that's meant to be taken on, off, on, off, on, off. And so some people say that if you do it too many times, they'll develop a leak, then you got to replace the hose. So why don't you let me know in the comments if you have a 355, if you actually drain this or not, because I'm curious about it. For this one, I'm actually going to drain it because I'm actually changing the type of oil I'm going to be using, and I want to get every last drop of the old oil out. So to drain the oil cooler, we're going to use another Ferrari licensed product, a Stanley crescent wrench, and just simply pop it off. All right, guys, so we got the 355 draining from all three places now. So I'm gonna let that drain for like an hour or so until it stops dripping to get every little last drop out, just because I'm anal like that. And anyway, kids have requested French toast tonight, so I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so we're back, and actually, surprisingly, I didn't know how much was actually in that oil cooler. It filled up an entire 32-ounce, container, and spilled over. So it's a good amount in there. I mean, maybe a quart and a half at least is actually in the oil cooler. So if you want to get a full oil change, it might be worth the risk. Again, let me know in the comments what you guys think about draining that. We are back up top to address the filter. Now the filters go on at 25 Newton meters, which is about 18 foot-pounds. They are pretty tight. We have let it drain for a while. Ferrari does sell a tool that kind of fits into these grooves. I'll link the part number for it in there. But I use this for everything else. It's a Craftsman tool, and it works great to grab it without having to worry about any of that stuff. So I believe this is probably about a hour drain with the holes. Let's see how much oil comes out. Look at that. Not even a drop of oil spilled at all. Now, I'll be honest, one of my pet peeves with oil filters is I like to fill them up to the brim before I reinstall them. That way that when you start the engine for the first time, it doesn't like run it dry and have to fill it up. And unfortunately, there's really not any way to do that with a 355 filter. So all we really can do is just carefully clean up around the edges over here. As you can see, it's not that dirty at all. You can pull any dirt away from the hole. To be honest, I still try a little bit. I put a couple ounces of oil in there. Anyway, just like any oil filter, we're going to want to just put a nice smear of fresh oil around the gasket, and then we're simply just going to install it on like, even with that a couple ounces I put in there, it didn't drain out, even though it's probably draining back into the sump right now. Okay, so it's 25 Newton meters or 18 foot-pounds, which is actually a little bit more than hand tight. Originally they said hand tight on these, but they revised it. So just make sure you got it nice and snug. And wipe off any oil that dripped. We're good to go. Now you may have seen me remove the intake. You actually can do this without removing anything at all. I did this just so you guys could see on YouTube. All right guys, let's get this buttoned up. So we're gonna start with the sump. Again, it's the Hex one. Brand new crush washer, clean it up. So the torque specs for these are 50 Newton meters on this guy. The oil filter was 25 Newton meters, and then the sump is going to be 25 as well. So that translates to 39-ish, and this one's 18 foot-pounds. Yep. Now that we got that torqued down, we're going to install the plug on the tank. I'm using a temperature sensor there because this was originally an F1 car, and F1 cars don't come with a temperature sensor. So I've installed a factory temperature sensor in mine, and it just fits perfectly into that bung already. So we're just going to snug that down. I always wondered why Ferrari preferred a clock over the an oil temperature sensor, but whatever. Okay, now on to the optional oil cooler fitting. Like I said, this one is optional. I don't think maybe you should do it every time. I guess is my personal opinion. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. But either way, line it up, carefully thread it on. And then we're just going to tighten this one up. There we go. Just good and tight. All right, so now that we're all buttoned up down here, let's go ahead and put this panel back on. Put some oil in there, start it, and I'll show you how to check it for the first time. Okay guys, so we're in the home stretch, time to just put in the oil. So if you just drained it from the sump and the tank, you're probably going to start off with about 8.5 quarts, and then check it and go from there. Don't put in all 10 because you didn't drain out the 1 or 2 that's in the cooler. Now if you drained out everything like I did, I'm going to start with 9, maybe even 9.5, then start it, run it, and check it. You can always easily add more in, but it's very kind of difficult and messy to take it out. So obviously the oil goes into the tank. It's best to have one of these big funnels because it is kind of an awkward place to get to. Okay, now we got 9 quarts in there, so we are going to start it up and then check it. Now the way that the manual tells you to check the oil on these is let the car get fully up to temperature, shut it off, run back here and try to check it real quick. But the problem with that is as soon as you shut the car off, that oil in that tank slowly starts to seep back into the motor. So most people have agreed that the best way to check it is just while it's idling. Let it get up to temperature and check it while it's idling, and you'll get a more accurate reading. Okay guys, so we got it running right now. We're gonna let it idle and get up to temperature. So we're right at the All right, so I let it warm up until the temperature gauge just ticked above hot, and I had to add in, it looks like I'm rated about 9.5 quarts, and it put it right in the center of the stick. So tomorrow I'll take it for a drive, and I'll check it after the drive and just tweak it, just so I'll make sure I don't overfill. Anyway, there you go, guys. That is a 355 oil change. I'm hoping that you guys think also like me that it isn't that hard of a job. I mean, we probably had an hour, maybe hour and a half into getting the car into the air, whether using jack or lift, and then taking off the panel and draining the oil. Of course, I let it drain for a little bit longer just to get it all out, but you can go do other stuff while you're doing that. And then probably about 30 minutes just buttoning it all back up together. And there you go. It's done. $100 in oil, $50 in filter. So you can do stuff on these cars. They are not anything crazy complex. So I'm hoping that this video encourages you guys, if you're on the fence, to get an exotic like a 355 or 360 or 430. You know, these are great cars to own, and I enjoy it very much, and I'll keep doing everything I can. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit like and subscribe. I don't make any money at all from these at all, and so just it will help build the channel. And so thanks guys for watching. All right, Ryan, tell us what tools we're going to need to do the 355 oil change. What do we got there?
So we need a hammer.
Okay.
A screwdriver, another screwdriver.
Okay.
A little wrench that this little thing clicks onto.
All right. What else?
And then we need this little wrench that I can pin in there.
Okay.
And we need 2 bolts, 2 little rims, 2 little another bolts.
What was in here? Do you know?
And
Say filter.
Another filter.
And what is this?
Oil.
Okay. And that's all we need? Are you going to do this?
Yes.
Okay.